Hey YouTube, this is Manga Marie coming to you with a manga review. I wanted to review or give an overview of the manga Beastars. I absolutely adore this manga. I have read up to volume 17 so far, and it is absolutely one of my favorite mangas. It's been the best experience reading it thus far. I do believe it goes up to 22. Right now I think it's up to 18 that's out, and I've read up to 17. I won't be reading any more until 22 comes out, and then once I have up to 22, then I'm going to start at the beginning and just binge all the way through again. That's how much I love it. So I'm going to start this one out by reading the back cover of the first manga, just to give an overview, a nice little summary of what it is about. Okay, all right, so let's see this. At a high school where the students are literally divided into predators and prey, friendships maintain the fragile peace. Who among them will become a Beastar, a hero destined to lead in a society naturally rife with mistrust? One night at Cherry Teen Academy, a herbivore student is brutally murdered. Among the members of the drama club, the herbivores' suspicions naturally turn to their carnivore classmates. The prime suspect, Grey Wolf Legoshi. But he wouldn't hurt a fly, or would he? Will Dwarf Rabbit Haru bring out the beast in him? Or are his feelings for her something else? Ooh la la. Oui, oui. So you have a society with herbivores and carnivores. And so throughout this entire series, what the mangaka does is she takes the human world and she translates it into a world of animals, herbivores and carnivores, and she takes all our society issues and society concerns, and she transforms it into this world, and she does it so incredibly, and it's exciting to see how she recreates these worlds, how she recreates these issues and puts it into their situations. For instance, in this world, to maintain order and to maintain peace, everybody has to essentially be a vegetarian. Okay, herbivores are already there. Technically, they're already there. They're vegan, basically, more so. But the herbivores have to be vegetarian because they have to consume large amounts of animal protein. So, eggs, high protein eggs, mainly eggs and vegetables and things like that. So in real life, we know that's not really possible, but in this world, they're stretching the imagination. They can exist like this. So of course there's going to be a criminal element. So the criminal element is established by providing ways for people to get around that with a black market and a mob that provides. A mob is a part of that criminal element, and the mob, the Shimigumi, one of the mob families is made of, one of the organized mobs is made of lions. Okay, and then they have other like lion. I think it's the hyena mob, and then they have various different mobs and different criminal organizations in the black market, and just other petty criminals around as well. They even have a criminal organization of little mice criminal organization. It's insane. And so anyway, but they also have a government. They also have a governing body, and they have, in this academy, all of these schools are looking for one Beastar candidate to be the ultimate Beastar. And Sherrington's candidate at this point in time of the story is this gentleman right here, super cute, and his name is Louis. Louis is the guy. Louis is a snob, and he's very stuck up. And he's resentful
of the strength and power of carnivores. And he is an example of the, he wants to be stronger, but he can't. But as the story goes on, he ends up crossing paths. He comes from a place he ends up going back to, and he ends up getting strength in a way he never imagined. But he ends up being friends with Legoshi, who is a herbivore who doesn't necessarily want to. He's a carnivore who doesn't relish in his power, but Louis thinks that he should. Even though he resents his power, he has an appreciation for it. But Legoshi has a fondness for herbivores, and he only wants to use his strength to protect them, not consume them. But with that said, excuse me, with their relationship and the white rabbit Haru, you go into the direction of how herbivores and carnivores and interspecies relationships, interspecies marriages, and mixed species or by species children, and the result of that and how that develops. This series goes into all of that, and that is very very deep. It goes into the criminal element. It goes into, this series touches on I guess drugs, because in this world drugs is taking blood, meat, and giving it to students to use as, like some students that are carnivores try to get a drug which is blood from a herbivore. They sell in the black market to make them stronger, or to give them a rush, because they're raised not to eat meat at all. So having that can affect their strength, or just consuming meat. And so you deal with drugs, you deal with self-harm, you deal with like to say the interspecies marriage, and how the children develop over time being interspecies, how they're treated in society, how certain species are treated in society based on the type of animal that they are. Say for instance, okay, gray wolves, yeah, they're really dangerous, and yeah, like right off the bat, when it's an alpaca, I'll tell you that it's an alpaca that gets murdered in the very beginning at the school, and all the parents of the herbivores are really concerned that a herbivore student was attacked by a carnivore student at this dorm, because all the kids live together at this school. They live together, so they're really concerned about it. And attacks like this happen, in crime, murders, that they call it murders, devouring. And if someone does this to a herbivore, they get locked up. They get called a meat eater offender. A meat eater defender, and you're labeled that, and you're registered as that. And if you're registered as that, then you can't marry interspecies, and it's hard to find a job. Essentially, it's like being a offender. You know what I'm saying? I don't say it on YouTube, but a offender. All right, so you're labeled, and it sticks with you forever, almost like forever. So that's how bad it is to eat meat or attack somebody. So you get that label, and it affects you for the rest of your life. So but it touches on that, and it it goes into a lot of issues, and I love the way she translates those issues, and I love the way I love the characters and the way she draws them. And there's this one character I want to touch on, and I don't want to give too much spoiler away. Yes. Now this is a Gosha. Is a Komodo dragon. Okay. Komodo dragon has poisonous venom. And because of that, he's discriminated against. He's aware, Komodo dragons are aware they keep certain disinfectants, so when they're around people, if their venom comes out, they clean up around people so that no one gets poisoned. But he's highly discriminated against because of that, and so that's some things that he has to face, being a Komodo dragon. So being a carnivore, and also being this type of animal makes it difficult. So it talks about different species and the different types of prejudice they face just because of the type of animal that they are. So she does a good job of looking at lots of different aspects of what the world would be like if the animals were functioning in the same position as humans were. What type of things that each animal would face and have issues with, even in the workplace. Cows go in and they work, like the cows dress up with the little caps and everything the way a worker would at a milk factory, and they're working for leopards who own the milk factory. And certain they work so many hours, and it's like, and chickens, there are chickens that are in high school. That not all the cows work at a milk factory, but blue collar cows do, and they supply milk. And if they're being mistreated, they have advocates to come in there. There's a Beastar. This Beastar comes in there, and he's like a really great Beastar, and he comes in and advocates for these cows, and he gets on these leopards behind and say, listen, you can't overwork these cows and treat them bad. And the cows are like, oh my God, he's so handsome, he's this Beastar, he comes in here and he gets on these leopards for mistreating the cows and leopards. He's a strong horse, so he intimidates these leopards, and they start treating the cows nicer, and the cows are treated nice, and now they can produce milk, and they're not overworked. And you got some of the college chickens, the chickens that go to college. She sells her eggs on the side for part-time extra money on the side. So it's like, it's cute. And if you want to watch the anime, it's on Netflix. They have 2 seasons out. I think it's one more season that's going to come out. But I would suggest, if you're a reader and you like comics, to go ahead and get the start on the manga. You will not be disappointed. It's a great manga, and I absolutely love it. I tell you, it's been a great experience reading it. I do plan to rewatch it, but reading it has been phenomenal. I can't wait for the other volumes to come out. And she has the Beastars Complex series, which is a smaller other volumes that are kind of like a spin-off. But I actually think there were volumes that she put out prior to writing these. So it's a phenomenal series. It takes you on an emotional roller coaster. And I was just blown away by it. It's just been a pleasure reading it, and it's a collection that I'll always keep. And that's it. That's all I have for now. I hope I didn't give too much spoiler away. I just wanted to give an overview. But yeah, thanks for watching, and peace.